The Coyote Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
Tonight, students turn research into stories about language and linguistics.
We'll have that and more coming up. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Students celebrated the end of Ramadan. Welcome to Coyote News. I'm Jacob Pierce.
And I'm Xander Holt. We'll get to that story in a moment, but first, a campus march is taking place right now in honor of missing and murdered Indigenous women. The march is co-hosted by the Cultural Wellness Coalition and Native Student Services. It began at the Native American Cultural Center just minutes ago. Organizers say the Remembrance Walk is dedicated to those who have lost their lives or are still missing. The event is part of the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives movement.
President Donald Trump nominated Dr. Troy Mink to serve as the next Secretary of the Air Force. Mink is from Lemon, South Dakota, and graduated from South Dakota State University. The Air Force and Gulf War veterans served in national security roles for more than 35 years. He was introduced in the Senate Armed Services Committee hearing last week, but is still waiting for a full confirmation vote. Campus organizations were vying to be considered officially a large group last night. Any organization receiving $8,900 or more from the SGA is considered large. 9 out of the 11 organizations that spoke in the SGA meeting received the large org status. This includes Dakota Days, the Campus Activities Board, International Club, and Teosipay. The latest vote does not allocate how much each organization will receive, but does allow them to petition for a larger amount of funds.
A new business program is coming to the university, the first of its kind for the Beacom School of Business. The Sales Center will be located in Beacom and will be available to all students. Rand Wergen, one of the future directors of the center, says that this project will help students develop their sales skills and get them ready for their career.
So the Sales Center is an exciting initiative at the University of South Dakota where we're going to be able to offer students education on sales training, which they're going to use in their career.
Members of the marketing and sales fraternal organization, Pi Sigma Epsilon, plan on being the first to join the center. They will serve as the initial foundation for students involved. The Sales Center is projected to grow from 60 to 80 students within a few years. It plans on opening this fall. The Muslim Student Association brought students together to celebrate an important holiday in their culture. The Eid Carnival informed people about the holiday and focused on cuisine and henna. Eid is an Islamic celebration that marks the end of Ramadan, which is 30 days of fasting. President of the Muslim Student Association, Nadia, says she's excited to host Eid with the family she's made at USD.
I never expected to have this here at USD. I never expected to have some celebrations like this here, and it's a really big thing to have represent our community here and then have a festival.
Eid is usually celebrated with one's family, but as students are away from home, this event was a way for them to celebrate together. This is the last event the Muslim Student Association has planned for the semester, but is already planning other events for the fall.
Every language has a story, and students and professors share theirs at a recent research conference. Coyote News' Addie Sporliter has the story.
The Department of Modern Language and Linguistics hosted its 12th annual Panlingua Research Conference in the Muck on Monday. USD students and surrounding colleges participated, and Professor Angela Hilmer says she founded the event to give back to students.
This was 12 years ago that I had this idea that, our students write papers for our classes, so why not invite them to present? I thought back, for example, my advisor when I was a PhD student, she gave us opportunities, and I just wanted to give back what I got.
Student Sadie Wood had the opportunity to share her research about the importance of language in the medical field.
Today I gave a presentation that I did my senior year of high school actually for a capstone class that I did through USD, and it was a presentation about medical translations and interpretations and the need for it in the community, every medical community.
Later in the day, attendees were provided lunch, followed by a keynote speaker. Dr. Corey Conover from Augustana University was chosen.
My talk studies a little bit about young men who were forced into becoming friars in an Augustinian religious order in Lima, Peru in the 17th and 18th centuries, to try to discover some of the dynamics at work in this transition from authoritarian parental control to freedom of young people.
There were 18 students in total that presented their research. For Coyote News, I'm Addie Spoiletter.
The host site for next year's Panlingua Research Conference is yet to be determined. Coming up, teams compete in a foolish undertaking. You're watching Coyote News.
The University of South Dakota's Department of Media and Journalism.
You're never gonna know.
Fostering students' talent and creativity through the art of filmmaking. Share your stories. Bring your ideas to life. Discover your passion. Find your voice.
This is Coyote News.
2 days of filmed foolishness took over Vermilion last weekend. Coyote News' Sydney Colin has details on the Fools 48 short film project.
Every year around April Fool's Day, local teams are given 48 hours to write, film, and edit a 4 to 7 minute film. The Vermilion Cultural Association starts preparations for the film project a month prior.
Planning begins in early March. We open up our Fools 48 registration on vermculture.org. We also put out a call for sponsors because one of the ways that we're able to fund this event is by sponsorships.
At the Friday kickoff event, teams drew a genre for their film. All teams must also incorporate the same line of dialogue, prop, and location into their work. The showcase on Monday brought everyone's films to the big screen for judges to vote on.
We give them a rubric and we give them a little booklight, and the night of, they sit in the auditorium and they watch the movies with the rest of us, and they determine who had the best production, who made the best use of the prompts, who had their best genre or represented their genre the best.
The audience also had the chance to vote for their favorite film. This year's winner for the People's Choice Award was The Feral Cat Party.
We especially love winning the People's Choice Award because you can tell that we're not exactly technically adept. We're four really busy moms. We got to cram this in, and the most important thing is having fun. And so we love being the choice of the people.
This event allows community members and students to show off their filmmaking skills, no matter their level of experience.
I think this is probably the zaniest way to get people involved in doing art. They don't necessarily think of it that way, but you're making something, you're working as a team, you're making memories. It's the kind of event that sticks with you no matter what part of the process you're in. And I think that is the most fun and most important.
For Coyote News, I'm Sydney Colin.
This year, 12 teams registered for Fools 48, but only 10 completed the challenge. One student-led group is tackling literacy right here in Vermilion. The Vermilion Literary Project, or VLP, hosted Literally Speaking downtown at Outside of a Dog. The event featured personal entries from English instructor Mark Schmidt and was open to the public. Cheyenne Marco, a professor from USD's Sioux Falls campus, helps out with the organization.
We welcome all kinds of creative voices, whether students are creative writers themselves or just students who enjoy a good book of poetry or a novel. This is where we invite creative writers to come and share their works, to talk about their processes.
Each entry, attendees were given an open floor for discussion, allowing them a chance to share their thoughts on the speaker's writings. VLP meets on the fourth Thursday night of every month at 7 at Outside of a Dog.
An organ that's more than 200 years old will be on display for Discovery Saturday at the National Music Museum. This weekend, visitors will have the opportunity to learn about and hear an 1808 Pennsylvania German pipe organ. The organ was recently restored as part of the museum's permanent exhibition renovation. The organ is 11 feet 9 inches tall with 306 pipes and is the only one in a major public collection. Admission is free to all USD students. The museum's open to the public Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 4. One fraternity is connecting with music students across the nation. Kappa Kappa Psi is a service band co-ed fraternity. They hosted Battle of the Bands last week to showcase USD music and local groups, including the Beverly Hills Thrift Store. Andromeda Peterson is the president of Kappa Kappa Psi and says that having events like these helps spread the word about their cause.
As of right now, band and College of Fine Arts, it's not very highly advocated, and I feel like for us advocating this sort of space and event makes it a little bit more important, and like, we are here, this is a real thing, and when people think about band or like music, they're like, oh, they're just the black sheep of campus. But if we do more stuff like this for the community, it's bringing it back and making people come back together.
In future years, the fraternity hoped to have a campus-wide Battle of the Bands where anyone can participate. Kappa Kappa Psi meets on Thursday nights at 7:30 in the band room at the Fine Arts Building.
Lights, glitter, and glamour took over the Muck Ballroom last night as Spectrum hosted their annual drag show. Over 300 students and community members attended the performance. Attendance was free this year, but only those over age 18 could attend per Board of Regents policy. 7 performers strutted the stage to dance and sing along to their favorite songs. Attendees danced along, cheered, and handed dollar bills to tip the performers. Spectrum's next event is their Lavender graduation on April 26th.
Last week, students rallied in heels for a mile walk in support of an issue affecting nearly 13% of all college students. Walk a Mile is an annual event hosted by PAVE to take a stand against sexual assault and to stand in solidarity with victims. PAVE members aim to show support for victim survivors by walking a mile in their shoes to raise awareness on campus and advocate for victims head-on. The event was sponsored by Poppy and included snacks, drinks, and a giveaway of Coyote cash. PAVE's Walk a Mile event gathered nearly 40 people together to stand by victims of sexual assault.
A powerlifting event is raising money for the South Dakota Special Olympics. Coyote News' Kylie Parisian is live in the muck with the co-chairs of the Student Physical Therapist Association's Public Relations and Outreach Committee. Kylie?
Thanks, Jacob. I'm here with Julie Fisher and Cassidy Seiler. So the 4th annual Lift-A-thon event is this weekend. What's the purpose behind this event and what should people expect?
So this is just a big fundraiser for the South Dakota Special Olympics. When the event originally started 5 years ago, the guy who started it, Ryan Hanks, this was the Special Olympics was a organization just near and dear to his heart, and just decided that any way that we could help fundraise for them and support them, just took that opportunity.
This is the 2nd year that the USD Physical Therapy Department has taken it on, so it's just been really fun to watch it grow and see that we've gotten more and more participants as this 2nd year has come on, so we're really excited to see how it goes.
Then how does the donations work and how does the funding is utilized?
So we ask lifters to pledge a certain amount of money per pound lifted. So most people do around 10 cents per pound. And that money goes straight back to the South Dakota Special Olympics. And it's really fun to see they have their special Olympic Games hosted here right on campus at the Dakota Dome. So it's really fun to see them turn that money around right away and see it in action.
And how has this event evolved compared to last year, and what are your hopes for this year with the outcome?
So like Cassidy had mentioned, it just keeps growing. This is only the 2nd year that the PT department has taken it over, but even this year compared to last year, we have more participants. We have gotten the word out about it a lot more and just able to get more traction for it and just really raise awareness for a good cause.
And then when is this event hosted and what can people attend?
So this is this Saturday, April 5th, starting at 9 a.m. It'll typically at least run throughout the morning into the afternoon. It'll be at the Wellness Center, so open for anybody to come in and just watch and support all the lifters.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Live from the Muck for Coyote News, I'm Kylie Parisian.
Thanks, Kylie. As mentioned, the Liftathon starts Saturday morning at the Wellness Center.
A long-standing comedy group is continuing their tradition this weekend. The Strollers are hosting their 102nd annual show on Saturday at 7. The night will include comedy sketches and stand-up at the Old Lumber Company. Tickets are available for purchase online at the Strollers Instagram page and will also be available at the door. Students can help support service learning opportunities at a gala this weekend. The Alternative Week of Off-Campus Learning program is hosting a gala Sunday evening at 5 in the Muck Ballroom. The event will help fund service learning experiences for students, allowing them to travel and work across the country. The night will include food, auctions, and stories from past AWOL participants. Tickets are available online at USD Involved. Next, on Coyote Sports, the softball team plays a 3-hour match against the Tommies.
And the tennis team plays Oral Roberts in a home opener.
Could I get a triple jelly donut extreme?
They have just left the building.
Tune in weekly to Triple Jelly Donut Extreme to hear three friends host civil debates on the biggest video game topics. Listen in on 91.1 KAOR. Triple Jelly Donut Extreme, a show you won't want to miss.
Do you feel tired and anxious at times? Do you feel like you can't focus on your school assignments? Exercising might be your solution. It helps you feel less anxious and gloomy. You can relax better and you suffer less from stress. You will get more energy, sleep better, and find it less difficult to remember all your courses. So move your body and be your own change.
This is Coyote News.
First outdoor meet of the season. This is Coyote Sports, and I'm Maggie Bishop.
And I'm Parker Orr. 4 triathlon athletes took on the 2025 America's Triathlon Cup. South Dakota softball played St. Thomas in their second conference series. The Tommies beat USD 7-1 in Game 1, followed by a 6-4 victory in an 11-inning game that took 3 hours. The Coyotes picked up a win in the final game 8-6. Abby Brown hit her second home run of the season in the game. South Dakota travels north to face SDSU this weekend. After that, they'll have a matchup with Drake. That game was moved back a week due to weather. USD Tennis hosted their first home meet of the season against Oral Roberts. The Golden Eagles won the double point before splitting singles matches 3-3. The Coyotes would end up losing the match 4-3. The team then traveled to Sioux Falls to compete against St. Thomas. The Coyotes won the doubles point en route to a 5-2 victory. The team competes at North Dakota on Friday.
USD Track and Field traveled down to Texas to compete in the Bobcat Invitational and the Clyde Littlefield Texas Relays. Tommy Hensley, Caleb Rivera, and Tommy Nickel and Mason Sindelar set a new school record in the distance medley relay with a time of 9 minutes and 43 seconds, finishing second. Avery Schmeichel and Lydia Knapp received Peak Performer of the Week honors for their performances. The Coyotes hosted the USD Early Bird this weekend. 4 triathlon athletes competed in the 2025 America's Triathlon Cup. Chelsea Weber led the women, finishing 22nd with a time of 57 minutes and 24 seconds. Alex Magalon finished 32nd following Weber.
USD Women's Golf finished second at their most recent meet. Coyote News' Nathan Delaney is live in the muck with Ella Greenberg after she placed 14th overall. Nathan?
Thanks, Parker. So, how has the weather affected your guys' ability to practice?
We've had to be inside a lot this week, especially with the rain, so that sucks, but we just revert back to our winter schedule when it's snowing, and so we, unfortunately, we can't be in the dome right now just because the football field is set up, but we do have an indoor facility called The Den. It's kind of by Ace Hardware, and we do have a simulator in there, and then also a putting facility.
How has your season or your team improved from the spring season to now?
I think that we all, compared to like our first tournament, Arizona, we all just kind of clicked, and all of our scores were all good at the same time, and that's what you need in golf. And so we saw that a lot in the Ozarks in our past tournament when the four of us really performed and put together some good scores.
Are you doing any special training or preparation for Summit League championships coming up?
We're just getting a little bit more competitive with each other, and then just keeping our normal schedule, practicing, playing a lot, really getting in the right mindset.
And then do you have any fun pregame rituals you guys like to use?
I don't know. Not really. Tournament days, normally we wake up pretty early and breakfast, and then we all kind of listen to our own music in the van because we all have different music tastes, and I don't think many of us have the same one. And then we get to the course about an hour early and practice, hit, putt, chip, and get ready for the tournament day.
Thank you very much for being here.
Of course.
Live from the Muck for Coyote News, I'm Nathan Delaney.
Thanks, Nathan. Women's golf competes next week in Omaha before the Summit League Championships. Vermilion softball played Elk Point Jefferson in their first game of the season at Lions Park. The Tanagers came up short against the Huskies, losing 17-7. After falling to 0-1, the Tanagers play at Lenox next week. Vermilion has 4 more home games left on the season.
In other Tanager sports, the boys tennis team played Yankton at the Sioux City's Bishop Heelan in the first matches of the season. Vermilion dropped both 7-2 to the Crusaders and 9-0 to the Bucks. The Tanagers played Madison tomorrow at the 3 on the USD tennis courts. After 3 matches at the Volleyball Academy, the volleyball team heads to Madison to face SDSU. Madison is the hometown of middle blocker Audrey Nelson. Fans can purchase tickets to the game on the Chamber of Madison website.
A lawsuit between South Dakota and the NCAA is moving forward. U.S. District Judge Karen Schreier ruled that the lawsuit should be heard by a state court. The Board of Regents and Attorney General Marty Jackley filed the lawsuit in September for what the state says is an unfair settlement agreement to back pay athletes for missed NIL opportunities.
That's it for Coyote Sports.
When we come back, we ask students about their favorite jokes. Stay with us.
Every day, 37 people die. Every 79 seconds, someone is killed.
Love y'all. I'll see you later.
2 out of 3 people will be impacted, and this could all be prevented. Don't drink and drive.
What does the group think? We think a strength is their brand recognition.
This is Zoe, and you're listening to Afternoon Rap on KAOR 91.1 FM. This is my next selection.
Hey Sally, come check this out. I like it. What if you try this?
We're out.
What did you think of your performance today?
I believe I did well. I achieved what I needed to do for the team. The team actually functioned the way we needed to. We did our 111th, and we were able to make plays.
This is Coyote News.
Even in old age, this runner isn't slowing down. Antonio Rao is 92 years old, and this year he completed his third straight Rome Marathon. This is also the third straight year in which he's run the race in under 7 hours. This year, he improved by more than 10 minutes on last year. With all #1 seeds making the Final Four for just the second time in tournament history,
we asked our Instagram followers who they think will win the March Madness tournament.
You know, I gotta say, I'm rooting for Houston this year.
Jacob, I think this is the first time I'll ever agree with you in my life, but I'll also say Houston.
And did they pull through? Looks like we're the underdogs this year, Xander.
They'll make it. They'll make it.
Follow our Instagram page for more weekly polls.
Yesterday was April Fool's Day, which to many people chose to celebrate with humor.
We asked students for the best joke they know.
Here's what they had to say.
Why did the chicken cross the
road?
I
thought it was a typo.
To get to the other side, that's all I got.
I've heard of somebody do an April Fool's where they put like shaving cream in their parents' bed and then put marshmallows like on top of the ceiling fan, so when they like put it on the ceiling fan, the marshmallows flew everywhere and got into like the shaving cream.
All right, so knock knock, and then obviously says who's there, and then Candace who, Candace April Fool's joke, get any worse.
What did the cookie say when it felt sick? I feel crummy.
Did your mom forget to put all the yeast in when she was making you? Because I don't think you finished rising.
I don't got one. I don't think it's funny.
How do you make a napkin dance? Put a little boogie in.
What did the farmer say when he lost his tractor? Where's my tractor?
What's Forrest Gump's password to everything? One Forrest one.
Parker, do you have a favorite joke?
Well, why was 6 afraid of 7?
Oh, why was it?
Because 7, 8, 9.
That is a classic. I always enjoy the Jerry Seinfeld, what's the deal with airline food? It's so plain. Classic. Xander?
I gotta go with the classic, what do you call a cow with no legs?
What do you?
Ground beef.
Maggie?
That's a good one. What did the pirate say when he turned 80?
What do you say?
Aye, matey.
Classic. That's all for Coyote News.
Check out the Volant online for sports recaps.
Listen to 91.1 for news updates throughout the week and for your coverage of USD sports.
Don't forget to follow our social media pages for daily updates in the weekly poll. Have a great night.